Huh? Send in the women. Every woman in the room knew it. Every guy knew it too, but we weren't saying anything. Send in the women. It's hard for us to stay focused sometimes, especially when we're young and not married. So the point is, that's exactly what the scheme was. Now look, we can't get them on board. We can't get them on board unless we figure out a way they want to get on board, because we can't beat them. We can't, if we join them, what's Balak's problem if they join him? He's not anointed of God to lead. So if his people join him, who's in charge? All about power. It's all about power. He manipulated his own people to get his own power. That's really what it was all about. Nothing changes. If you think it does, look around, right? Read the political newspapers and take a look at what's going on, and then pray so you actually can figure out what's going on after you read what's printed. Okay, so when the enemy schemes, when he infiltrates the body, he will always use somebody who has some appeal. Now that appeal may be charismatic, they might be really good looking, you know, and I know what y'all are thinking, but it's not me. Okay, I know nobody was thinking that, it just felt good. Okay, the point is, there's going to be some appeal, right? Oftentimes, in the body today, right, we will find somebody who comes in who the appeal is we have the opportunity to help them, right? That's appealing to us because we want to bless. The word says, bless and be blessed, right? And so in this case, they use something a little more carnal to get the guy's interest. In the midst of their lamentation about having really figured out that they fell for this, some guy walks in showing off his trophy bride. That's really what it was. If you read the text, that's what it was. It says he showed her off. Phineas grabs a javelin and explains to them in no uncertain terms that we are now lamenting of this kind of activity. Now remember, I said last week, the physical things of Torah are often spiritual foreshadowings of the way we're supposed to do things today. Okay? I am not suggesting that if you find somebody in sin hanging out at the services today, you grab one of these flags with the point on the end and run them through. That's not what you're being called to. Pray first. Listen to what God has for you. I'm sure that he will confirm my words. He is not calling us to that. That is not what he's zealous for in these days, right? Some people were not nodding their head. Okay. However, we are to do something. We are to take the kingdom by force. We're to take the kingdom by force. Godly force, but it needs to be force. How many people understand the enemy we fight is not going to go out without a fight? Because when he goes, thanks, I'm glad everybody knows that. The point is this, when he's done here, he's done. Right? He might get a moment in the future, but he's done, and he knows he's done. And you know what? On this planet, there are two things standing in his way. The Ruach HaKodesh and the people in whom he inhabits himself. That makes you a bullseye. Is that scary? No. The Ruach springs up in you. The Holy Spirit springs up in you and gives you power. In order to get to you, the enemy has to come through the Father's Spirit. He is in you right now, in power. Yours is not a spirit of fear, but a spirit of victory. Be bold and courageous. For everywhere your foot will tread, that will be given to you. Numbers 26, 1 through 62, which I'm about to read for you now. No, I'm just kidding. It's the numbering of the tribes again. Right? We're recounting the tribes. Okay? And I will put you to sleep. I'll read that for you. So I'm not going to. The key point here is what? At the end of the numbering of the tribes, what's the key point? That this is the second numbering. Why? Yes, because all the people who were counted last time with Moses and Aaron are now gone, except Caleb and Joshua. And so, and they're still there because that's what the Lord said would happen. Okay? Interestingly, Aaron's gone too. And before they enter in, so will Moses be. And here's the thing. It wasn't as a result of the original reason that none of that generation would enter in, right? Moshe could have gone right up until the point he hit the rock with the stick when God said speak to him. We know that because that's what God tells him. Okay? Oh, I might have made an assumption there, but thanks for nobody telling me that. Okay. The presumption of assumption. Okay, so Numbers 26, 63, 65 reminded reminded that the consequences were completed, and so also the blessing for the faithful. Right? Those who gave the right report still alive, they're ready to go. Not so much for the other people. Okay, so Numbers 27, 1 through 11, laws of inheritance are established. And we could talk a great deal about that, but that's not the message for today, so we're just gonna move on. So now zealousness has brought the farthest blessing on the zealous, has brought order to the people, and next, Elohim appoints his next leader by the hand of the first and by the witness of his high priest. Right? That's what happens. Moshe says, hey, give the people somebody you can go out in front of them. Right? Eleazar's the priest. Can you? Yeah, sure. Let's go ahead and, I've got somebody. He's been with you for a while now. You'll recognize his name, right? I got a question that says, to what end? Why did he bother doing this step? To take the kingdom by force. Every physical thing is a foreshadowing of the spiritual fight in the future. So now, there's a question for me here, and I'm going to just throw this in. It's not really part of the zealousness piece. It's a piece separate, but it'll impact us at some point in the future, I'm sure. The question is, why did Moshe lay his hands on Joshua? Why did he lay his hands on him? I'll tell you why I asked the question, because here's the deal. And the Lord said to Moshe, take Joshua, the son of Nun, with you, a man in whom is the Spirit, and lay your hand on him. Set him before Eleazar the priest and before all the congregation, and inaugurate him in their sight. And you shall give him some of your authority. So you shall give some of your authority to him, and all the congregation of the children of Israel may be obedient. That all the congregation of the children of Israel may be obedient. Why did Moshe lay his hands on him? Don't say because God said so. I know that part. Why did God say so? For whom? For the people. Okay, here's my reason for bringing this up. It is taught by some that in order for a believer to receive the Holy Spirit in power, somebody who already has it must lay their hands on that person. If you'd have been a little further forward. I'm just kidding. I'm just playing. But that somebody actually has to convey it upon you. Who is between you and Messiah? Nobody. Who gives you the Spirit of God? God gives you His Spirit.